everybody, it's Tokkuri Yashi. How is everybody doing? Hope you are well. And today we are going to be looking at Summer Riri, who is, if you count Naya coming out in June the 2nd character we are getting, second summer character we are getting for July. As you can see here, she is a limited character. We're getting another limited character. This time last year it was Summer Yukari, who was a permanent, but not so this year. Her banner is here till the 26th. What will come after that? Probably some more summer returns, perhaps Makoto, Maho, Hatsune, a few of the summer characters will be returning on those banners. As always, we are getting the 3 masterpieces if you manage to summon this Summer Riri. But the fact that I'm doing this video looking over Summer Riri and I haven't put up a summon video suggests I might have decided to skip. So let's jump in and have a look at Riri's kits. A little talk about her and see why maybe I have decided that I'm probably going to have to skip Summer Riri. So let's have a look at what she does. So here we have Summer Riri, who, as you can see here, is on the water team. So we are finally getting a buff for the water team, but this is the water physical team this time. And she sits in the mid-range, position 399, which I will say here is a very good place for her to sit. She is a character that has got fields and area buffs. I have also, after asking a few questions to people who know a little bit more about the game than me, a little bit more about how these fields and buffs within range work, which means that we can I may have to do a separate video covering that. Maybe explain to people that maybe are a little bit like me and thought that, well, it's just a flat number. It means that she is very good in this position and she will cover most of, if not all, the characters on the water team with her fields and her buffs. So without going on any longer, let's jump in and actually have a look at these skills in some detail so we can actually talk about this, see where she fits in the game, and after all of this hyping, why I think I'm deciding to maybe skip her. But that doesn't mean that you should. So let's go in and have a look at detail at Summer Riri's skills. So here we are. We're going to start today with Summer Riri's Union Burst. This Union Burst does affect her skill 1 and 2. So understanding that first is a sensible thing to do. The Secret Sword Training Watermelon Cutting Suika Game. Or maybe she does like to play Suika Game, or maybe that's falling out of favour at the moment. Anyway, more Suika Cutting is going on here. What this Union Burst does is it raises the physical attack of friendly targets within 250 range by 9,420 for 18 seconds. Now this is what affects the skill 1 and 2. A deployed field with a radius of 360 at their own position, which restores 2,412 hit points per second for 18.5 seconds. Note that time there, 18.5 seconds. It's nice to see that these numbers are a little higher than maybe the usual 12 seconds, because this field being up buffs the skill 1 and 2, which we will come to a little bit later. Deals 353,000-ish physical damage to the nearest enemy target. That's 7.2 times her physical attack. Reduces physical attack of targets damaged by this action by 3,768, as well as reducing the magical attack of targets damaged by this action by the same amount, all for 18 seconds. So bear in mind that radius field that she puts up, because it will be on the test. Well, there's no test, but we're going to have a look at her skill 1, and it does feature in here. Skill 1, Castle of Sand. If that Union Base field is active from the Union Base field anyway, it raises physical defense of friendly targets and magical defense of friendly targets within 250 range by 346. You can see at the bottom there, if that field is not active, and with it being 18.5 seconds, you'd hope that she would get the TP to be constantly keeping that up. But if it's not active, the physical and magical defense for friendly targets is reduced slightly to 236. On top of that, she will raise physical attack for friendly units by 7,850 for all of those units within that 250 range. Critical damage of friendly units, physical critical damage as well by 5%. That will be for all allies within that 250 range. I did mention a little bit earlier, this range is very good, and there is little extras in there that would explain why other characters that you thought might not be in range of these buffs are actually getting them. It's all down to do with the size of the sprite, the pixel size of the sprite, and a little bit extra on these range buffs. Again, I maybe will do a little video trying to explain what I have had explained to me in regards to that. But these ranges are not a problem. That is, and they are very good buffs there. So we can see that this Riri is becoming a bit of a support character. So let's move on to her skill 2. That beating around the bush. Shouzhong Hong Zhuai. Something like that. Anyway, I'm not very good at pronouncing that. That's a Chinese pronunciation. Anyway, it restores hit points to friendly targets within 250 range. That's quite a few amounts of hit points there. So 122,000, no, what, 12,221. My eyes couldn't see that properly. 12,221 hit points to friendly targets. Restores 100 TP to friendly targets as well within that 250 range. If the Union base field is active again, she will deploy a barrier over friendly targets. Again, 250 range that nullifies physical and magical damage. 10,048. If the barrier is not active, that nullification amount will drop to 6,280. Also, with the barrier up, she raises physical attack of friendly targets by 7,850. Physical crit damage of friendly targets as well by 5%. This will sound quite similar to another character that we have already got in the name of Summer Nozomi. I think Summer Nozomi now is free to go and do as she wants, because it looks like that this Summer Riri is probably going to just hard replace her. She does more of everything that the Summer Nozomi does, and a little bit more. So let's go and see what I think, what everyone else thinks of Summer Riri and where she fits in the game and why. Again, I'm thinking maybe you should think a little bit before summoning for her. So, what do we think of the Summer Riri? She's definitely a strong unit, a very good unit. Good buffs, she helps keep your team alive. She has a great loop pattern. I didn't mention a minute ago, but she does have an excellent loop pattern. Most likely, she is going to be a hard replace for the Summer Nozomi, doing everything that this Summer Nozomi does, just better with extra stuff as well. So initially, I would say that this Summer Riri is better than the Summer Misora that was released at the beginning of this month, but she probably does have the same kind of problems. And what are those problems? Those problems are the water physical team is very limited, mostly limited. So comparing that to, say, the wind physical team, the wind physical team is very budget friendly. Tomo, maybe not used so much, but definitely 6-star Shiori. You've got Monica there. You've also got the student Aoi. You've got Sports Fest Uni. All of these characters are grindable. They all have a grindable shower for you to grind up and get them if you really want to do so. And pre-fest characters Anemone and Princess Kokoro are on pre-fest banners that most people will be summoning on anyway. Makes this team very friendly, budget friendly. The water physical team is definitely not like that. Water physical Riri is probably not even the main priority as a limited character on water physical either. That would probably be Winter Uni. If I could spit it out, Winter Uni here for her action speed. Although saying that, we do have the Summer Hiyori potentially swap in for Winter Uni. Having made this decision here, this thought, perhaps my thoughts on summoning for Riri have maybe changed very slightly. I was thinking it might be better to wait for the Winter Uni. But if we're going to try replacing her with the Summer Hiyori, then perhaps having Riri on the team to keep her alive, this Hiyori alive, would not be a bad idea. Going on with the limited characters though that you need for this summer team, you've got Summer Suzuna, her banner is just gone. If you didn't get her on that, then you've got a long wait, maybe a full year, maybe half a year if you get her with a ticket at New Year's. You've got Exum Sayani, who is going to be returning soon. Well, that means more jewels having to be spent. Summer Riri returning soon. Another limited character, maybe Makoto and Kaori with their uni equipment 2s in a little bit, but again, limited characters on returns banners. That single target damage for multi-target damage, physical water. You've got the Summer Mimi. A high priority if you want to beat water 410 deep quests. All of these characters limited, making the water physical team not very budget friendly. It leaves Sheffy as the only real budget DPS for a water physical, and that is the problem with Riri. We have got Summer Riri. Do you have all of the components of that very limited water physical team to run with her to make her worth you pulling? So if you have the other components for this water physical team, you're definitely going to get a lot of value out of this Summer Riri. If not, just like the Summer Misora we got at the beginning of the month for Wind Magic, probably not going to help you that much. But at some point we're going to have to try to start building up some of these teams, you would think, which is why this is becoming a very difficult decision. It would probably be best to wait for clan battle testing, see if you can build any of the teams with Riri in before summoning. A banner will be up, should be up whilst we've got clan battle testing going on. Even if then, you might be better off waiting for Winter Uni. I was going to wait for Winter Uni, then I thought perhaps we could use Summer Hiyori instead as a budget option. It will make things more difficult. That might be an option. She will be returning within the next 2 months for Winter Uni, which is why saving jewels for that might have been advantageous. Astral Hiyori is another character returning soon. You may need to consider with your jewels, who's pretty key for the 5 physical team. And of course we've got the 6.5 anniversary pre-fest at the end of August. Although going through August we should be getting a few more jewels than we normally would get. Not a massive amount more though, maybe nearly enough for one pity's worth. But we will have to see. So, if this Riri, Summer Riri is the last piece of the team to tackle maybe the Water Deep quest for you, you can build the suggested teams. If you just get her, then she will definitely have good value for you, and you probably should be summoning for her, making sure that you can summon for the pre-fest at the end of August, but we should get a lot of jewels in August for that. Of course, we're also expecting another water buff at the beginning of August, because we have been notified of a water abyssal battle for August. Whether they're on the physical or magical team though has not yet been seen. I mean, it's not guaranteed they're going to be water, although highly likely. If it's a physical character, then this Riri will be very handy to have for that. If it's a magical character, then maybe the Summer Nenika and the Summer or the Summer Ranatha might see a little bit more favour. So, having said all of that, this is going to be a very difficult decision. I was thinking I'm going to have to summon Riri after making this video. I might have changed my mind. I might have to change my mind. So, we will see if I do change my mind. Let me know, everybody, what you think of this Summer Riri. Are you going to summon for her? What is your box like? Does it make sense for you to summon for her with the amount of jewels that you've got? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I am Tokkuri Yashi, and I'll see you all again for another video. Bye 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 bye. Hey!